Hey there everyone, it's Cloudchief, and in today's video I am covering the October update. They're actually bringing some pretty cool updates to the game that I'm kind of excited about trying, but we'll cover them in a minute. First, let's go over the campaign stuff. It's kind of a light month for the campaigns, but it's pretty good. First, it's the adoulin dial. I know most people are kind of just meh over the adoulin dial. Mostly gives you like skirmish stones. You can get skirmish armor and just other stuff from like adoulin events, but for the most part you just get stones. But I don't mind getting stones. They can sell for decent money. Plus, if you're trying to get any skirmish stuff augmented, it pretty much drops the price on the stones, so it's a good time to try and get your skirmish gear augmented. Next is the vagary campaign. This is that you will, you get more etchings, so you get more of the items that are required to upgrade your Empyrean armor to 119. And you can actually get 2 additional rewards for clearing all 5 bosses as opposed to the single one when you turn in all the key items in Lephilia. So that's always good. Monster rearing campaign, so your creatures have twice as much likely to transform during the campaign. I don't know anything about monster rearing, so I guess. Omen double light campaign, so that way you will get, more lights in Omen, so you're more likely to get cards. So it'll definitely be a good month to do card farm. I'll definitely be doing some Omen content this month. And then the Dynamis Divergence Statue Crusher campaign, where you get additional rewards for beating statues in Dynamis. Dynamis Divergence, that is, not the original Dynamis. And that's it for the campaigns. Like I said, pretty light month. So the big thing that I like is the Omen lights and the vagary. That seems to be the big things for this month. So now let's move on to game adjustments that we're going to be talking about. First of all, I will talk about vagary, which I'm actually really excited about. So they're apparently adding it, so it'll be interesting to see how it is, because I know when you're doing the main vagary event, there's a lot of different objectives and things you have to do, like 6-step skill chain, and I know there's other things, not going to try and get into that, but to pop the mega boss. And apparently from what they're saying is you can go in and just pop the mega boss. Now, you're not going to get items off the mega boss, but this will actually get you the clear. And what I'm interested in seeing is, will you still be able to get items through Records of Eminence? If you've never cleared before, I think you will be able to get the items. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then also I know that there are, it's either weekly or monthly Records of Eminence stuff for vagary. So I'll be interested in seeing if that ties in, plays any part, like if you can, clear out your Records of Eminence with just doing the bosses. So that'll be interesting to see. The thing that I'm interested about it, people have been asking me to do videos on vagary, and I just haven't really done it. I am pretty busy, so it's hard to find a lot of time, and when I did it a long time ago, I was kind of being led through, and it was just more, okay, we're doing this, we did it so fast. So I don't even, like I said, I know certain things about it, but I mean, it all kind of blends together. So I've not taken the time or effort to go in and try and figure it out myself to make videos. This will actually be a really good way to do that, especially I'll be able to try low man. I could, in theory, go in, I know you need 3 people to enter, but I could go in, just get some friends to help me enter, and then turn around and possibly try to figure out ways to solo the bosses. And then once I have that, it would then be easier just to figure out, okay, here's how you can get to the boss and do it either solo or low man. So this will be much more likely for me to sit down and try and, get vagary figured out, so I can actually bring you guys some, videos for that. So that's what I'm excited for. And then they're making adjustments to Sinister Rain. And this is interesting, and I'm definitely down for it, but there's one thing that just doesn't quite make sense to me, but I'll touch on this in a second. So with Sinister Rain, they're changing it because, in case for anyone who doesn't know how Sinister Rain works, when you enter, you're doing 3 fights. But it's random which enemies you're going to get. But which enemy you get determines what drops you're going to get, because each enemy has a specific drop pool list. So if you're really going for one particular item, you could literally be spamming it out for hours and see the enemy maybe once, or even I've even done like 20 runs before and not seen one particular enemy. So this is actually pretty cool, because it says you can now actually set it so you can pick specifically what enemies you want. That way you're more likely to get the drop. However, they said if you do it that way, rather than doing the random, you have a chance of not getting any drop off of that boss. However, on the flip side of that, you actually have, it says here, you have an increased chance to get better augments if you do get the item from a boss. Which I just find, I get why they did it, but from a developer standpoint and gamer standpoint, I don't know if I agree with that last point. Because if you're going to make it so I can just focus on one thing, yeah, the drop rate for the actual item's lower, but you're increasing the chance of getting better augments. That means people are going to be clearing it out faster, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And my concern with this is it's now going to kind of skew Sinister Rain parties, because I can see shouts being like, oh, we're just going to be trying to do August. And that's going to be the focus, and then we'll just pick 2 other random ones for the first 2 fights. And it's like, well, if I want other stuff where I don't really need anything from August, I'm less likely to join that party, as opposed to obviously just joining a regular Sinister Rain shout. But, more options and variety is always a good thing. So don't get me wrong for knocking it. Just, like I said, that's just my 2 concerns with the thing. Well, the one's not even a concern. I don't necessarily agree with, if you're picking the person, you have a better chance of getting higher augments. I just wish they would have adjusted it for random so you have a better chance of getting higher augments. I think that would have been better personally, but, it is what it is. But like I said, my concern is, party building for Sinister Rain. I can see some groups struggling to get people because no one wants to do the one thing. Or I can see just other people getting shut out. I don't know. So, there's that. But, other than that, I'm always up for changes and more options. The vagary thing, like I said, I'm really interested in. I'm definitely going to sit down at some point and try and focus and come up with some boss strategies. And figure out, ways how to low man it. I think that will actually be really good and beneficial. Plus, won't have to deal with fighting through the zone, doing all the objectives, then getting to the boss, then trying to figure out a boss strategy. So I'm definitely happy about that. But that's that's it for the October updates. Just definitely happy that they're continually updating the game and making changes and trying to improve it. Actually shows some developers that care about their game. But so thank you guys for supporting my channel. Thank you for supporting me, and may you have success in all you do.